Hello everyone and welcome back to Car Venus 14. Now today we are going to be looking at Diluc's story quest. So Diluc's character story quest basically. Now we've already looked at the first 4 character story quests. If you want you can check those videos out. Yeah. So if you do want to know, if you want to do Diluc's story quest, you have to have finished the Mondstadt storyline, basically. And before we do go on, there will be spoilers in this video. I did forget to mention that in my Zhangling video. So yeah, if you have not finished Diluc's story, or you're just new to the game and you haven't even started Diluc's story yet, I suggest you turn away now because there are going to be spoilers in this video. So, carrying on with Diluc's story. Now, his story starts out as a rumor in Mondstadt. So the Knights of Favonius, well, Huffman more specifically, he basically tells us that there's someone called the Dark Knight Hero. Yeah, the Dark Knight Hero going around and basically protecting people instead of the normal knights, instead of the Knights of Favonius. Now, obviously, this isn't really a good image on the Knights of Favonius, but we will get to that. We'll come back to that. So, basically, Paimon gets curious, and she basically also wants to find out who the Dark Knight hero is. And, well, later down the story, we find out that Diluc is the Dark Knight hero. He's the one that's basically keeping Mondstadt safe when the Knights of Favonius don't do their job properly. So, yeah, basically, he's the Dark Knight hero. Now, that's nice and all, but basically what happens is the Abyss Order find out, well, not find out, but they declare war on the Dark Knight hero, the Abyss Order. So, yeah, the message is received by the Knights of Favonius, and, yeah, the Knights of Favonius basically want to try and find out who the Dark Knight hero is before things get too out of hand. So, they basically go off on that mission to basically try and find out who the Dark Knight hero is, and we basically go and tell Diluc the news of the Abyss Order and what's going to happen there. So yeah, Diluc says that I will take out the Abyss Order myself. But in order for Huffman, because originally Kaya has suspicions on Diluc being the Dark Knight hero, so obviously Diluc can't really do his thing without what's his name? With Huffman being on his tail. So Diluc basically sets a trap up. Well, not a trap, but he plays a little game with Huffman. And when Huffman comes to the tavern, he basically starts inquiring Diluc about, you know, Dark Knight hero things. So, yeah. Then Diluc plays a little trick. He says, oh, there's someone that needs help. Why don't you go and do your job? And then, yeah, Huffman goes out. And Diluc then uses that opportunity to basically fight with the Abyss Order and Hilichels. Then when that's done, he comes back inside and, yeah, he then comes back inside, but what's his name? Huffman gets suspicious of why Diluc and the Traveler is they're panting so much. So when he asks people at the tavern, they all say no, they didn't go anywhere. And when Huffman leaves, Diluc reveals to us that he, all along, had appointed his staff as the crowd instead of normal people. Well, everyone except for Kaya, that is. Kaya is in the crowd, he sits down, and he finds out that Diluc was the Dark Knight hero all along. Now, Kaya doesn't actually plan on telling the Knights of Favonius that Diluc is the Dark Knight hero, but he definitely and probably will use this against Diluc. As we know, Diluc and Kaya haven't had a really good history with each other, and things only seem to worsen between them. So, yeah, whether this could lead to something else entirely, or if it's just going to be another side thing, like another Diluc's Act 2, And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see if MiHoYo actually drops something like that. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's been Diluc's story quest. I have been Carvenus14 and still am, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. Now, the next story that we will be looking at is, I believe, Razor's story. So yeah, we're going to be talking about Razor's story next. Stay tuned for that, but please like, subscribe, and carry on moving, I guess.